this session we're going to be looking at what to do in the event of having a casualty who is choking. We find this is one that gets really scared by a lot of people. It's something that will happen to us all. Every one of us has choked at some point. And we've cleared it usually by a strong cough, which clears the object and we're fine. But there are occasions when a coughing just won't clear the object and we require the help from somebody else. How do we recognise if somebody is actually choking? Well, the sort of things they'll have is their facial colour will change. It doesn't matter what colour skin that person has, that colour will change. They'll be panicking. Some people panicking a lot, some people just a little bit, but there will be some form of panicking because there's no oxygen going into their lungs, and so that person does panic quite extensively. They'll be sweating, clutching the throat or pointing to the throat with their mouth wide open. All signs, typical signs that that person is choking. So we need to have our actions really quickly. Well, the first thing we need to do is ask them if they can cough. Coughing is not a natural thing to do, because the natural thing to do when we get an obstruction in the throat is to suck air in. So sometimes people might not think logically and they might not cough. So we need to ask them, can they cough? And that cough needs to be a really strong cough, not just a gentle throaty cough. It needs to originate from our lungs, putting a lot of emphasis into it. Coughing is very, very successful. Done correctly, it is quite likely to be successful. But again, there is no guarantee. So we then have to take it on that a little bit further. We need to be forceful with that person. I'm going to strike them across their back. But importantly, I'm going to strike them across the back quite hard. I'm going to use the heel of my hand in the centre of the back and put up quite a lot of force. It is no good just doing a gentle tap. We need to get to a point where we're putting a lot of force and that person jerks forward to try and create pressure, then that object falls out. And I'm going to do up to 5 of those hits on the back. The important thing is, up to 5 means if it comes out after 2, please don't give them any more. But if it does require 5, then we will do the 5. At some point, we would need to ring an ambulance, and I would suggest at this point, if we haven't successfully cleared the object, we do need to ring the ambulance, because then we need to then take it a little bit further. We need to then start putting pressure onto the abdomen, onto the stomach area. It's going to do what we call an abdominal thrust. We're going to put pressure onto the stomach and we're going to pull in quite hard. And that way, by pulling in the stomach, hopefully pressure then comes up and releases the object out through our mouth. So we need to do that. And we're going to again do that up to 5 times. And we're going to continue sequences of up to 5 back blows, up to 5 abdominal thrusts. And we're going to keep that going until we're either successful or the arrival of the ambulance. And to show you in real time, my mannequin here, the first thing we're going to can you cough? Come on, cough it up. That clearly hasn't worked. So we're now going to be very forceful. I'm going to use the heel of my hand in the centre of the back. 1, we can look, has it cleared itself? 2, has it cleared? 3, no it hasn't. 4, no it hasn't. 5, still hasn't worked. I would need to ring the ambulance or get somebody else to ring it on my behalf. And then we're going to do the abdominal thrust. We'll stand behind the person. The heel of your hand, place it into the abdomen, into the area of the belly button. Make a fist of one hand. Your spare hand comes around the other side. It completely envelops that fist. And we're going to pull both hands in at the same time. Pull it straight in. Don't try and lift the person off their feet because you won't manage it. We're going to pull in hard. I'm going to pull hard there. And as you saw with this mannequin, that object came out after the first one. If it didn't, I do a second one. Allow a little gap. A third one. Again, allow a little gap. Can we hear that it's worked? No, it hasn't. So we're doing a 4th one. And then we're doing a 5th one. If that hasn't worked, we now go into our returning our cycle. Up to 5 back blows, up to 5 abdominal thrusts. And we keep that going. It may well be we've got to share this responsibility with somebody. Keep it going until the ambulance comes up. But if we are successful, as we saw with Charlie, that object came up, we can then treat them. There is a strong possibility if they have had something stuck in their throat, they're going to have a very sore throat. So we can treat that sore throat. One of the best things to treat it with is some sort of very cold liquid. Normally, cold water is normally available. That will soothe the throat, but better is cold milk. As long as they're not allergic to milk, that milk will coat the lining of the throat and that will soothe it for a lot longer. But if you haven't got milk, then cold water is just as good. And we're treating that. Thank you for watching this session.